If you're a hunter, then you need to hear this. Before we dive into today's harrowing encounter, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell so you never miss an episode of Savage Tales Animal Encounters. The forest held its breath, the silence broken only by the rustling of leaves underfoot. Hunter Giulio Burattini stalked through the dense undergrowth with his father near the Pigoletto di Piancastagnaio Nature Reserve in Italy's Tuscany region, his senses alert for any sign of his quarry, wild boar. He'd hunted these woods for years, knew their secrets and their dangers, but this day the woods held a new kind of menace. A flicker of movement caught his eye, a shadow shifting in the dappled sunlight. He raised his rifle, adrenaline surging, heart pounding a primal rhythm against his ribs. Through the scope, he saw it, a hulking boar, tusks gleaming like ivory scimitars. The boar snorted, sensing his presence, its small eyes burning with an ancient, untamed fire. Giulio squeezed the trigger, the rifle's roar echoing through the silent trees. The hog hit the ground and Burattini was approaching the injured animal when, to his surprise, it suddenly got up and charged him. Giulio barely had time to register what was happening before the boar was upon him, its tusks tearing through flesh and bone. He remembered the searing pain, the feeling of utter helplessness, then darkness swallowed him whole. The boar bit him at the top of his right thigh, severing his femoral artery. Italian emergency services and rescue personnel swarmed to the scene to save Burattini, but the seasoned hunter had already lost too much blood. He died in front of his father, a veterinarian, who reportedly went into shock after witnessing the tragedy. Burattini's last words were a desperate call to his friends through his walkie-talkie. "Help! Help! I'm dying!" The story of Giulio Burattini is a cautionary tale. Wild boar, often called feral hogs or wild pigs, are not creatures to be underestimated. Experienced wild boar hunters know the animals can be dangerous and will charge with intent to inflict damage on their pursuers. Their intelligence, adaptability, and capacity for aggression make them a unique challenge in the animal kingdom. Understanding their behavior, particularly in the context of hunting, is crucial for ensuring both hunter safety and ethical hunting practices. Boars possess a complex social structure, often living in groups called sounders, led by a dominant female. These sounders can range in size from a few individuals to over 100, and while they may appear chaotic, there's an underlying order to their interactions. Recognizing the signs of a sounder's presence, such as tracks, wallows, and rooting patterns, can provide valuable insight into their movements and behavior. Boars are crepuscular animals, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk. This behavior is driven by their need to avoid extreme temperatures and their preference for foraging under the cover of darkness. However, their activity patterns can be influenced by factors such as hunting pressure, food availability, and weather conditions. Understanding these patterns is essential for hunters, as it allows them to predict boar movements and increase their chances of a successful and ethical hunt. One of the most important aspects of boar behavior to understand is their response to perceived threats. Boars are prey animals, and their survival instincts are finely honed. When threatened, their fight or flight response is often skewed towards aggression, particularly when cornered or wounded. This is where the true danger of boar hunting lies. A wounded boar is an unpredictable and potentially lethal adversary. Their natural defenses, equipped with fearsome sharp-edged tusks, coupled with their heightened aggression, can quickly turn the tables on an unprepared hunter. The anatomy of a wild boar is a testament to its evolutionary success as a survivor. Built like tanks, they possess a thick, muscular neck, a wedge-shaped head, and a surprisingly agile body that allows them to navigate dense undergrowth with ease. Their most striking feature and the source of their most significant threat is their tusks. These are not merely teeth, but elongated canines that protrude from their lower jaw, curving upwards in a menacing arc. These tusks are formidable weapons, constantly growing and sharpened by the boar's habit of grinding them against rocks and trees. They can inflict devastating wounds, tearing through flesh and bone with ease. The boar's charge is a terrifying spectacle. They launch themselves forward with surprising speed and power, their small eyes focused on their target, their tusks lowered in anticipation of impact. The force of a boar's charge can knock an adult human off their feet, leaving them vulnerable to further attack. Their low center of gravity and powerful legs give them incredible leverage, allowing them to drive their tusks upwards with bone-crushing force. It's a display of raw power and aggression that has earned wild boar a healthy dose of respect, even fear, from those who dare to venture into their domain. Understanding the mechanics of a boar's charge is crucial for hunters. It's not just about knowing where to aim a shot for a clean kill, but also about understanding how to avoid being on the receiving end of such a devastating attack. This knowledge can guide a hunter's positioning, their choice of terrain, and their overall strategy when facing a potentially dangerous boar encounter. The boar's anatomy is a reminder that this is not a creature to be taken lightly. Respect for their physical capabilities is paramount, and understanding their potential for inflicting serious harm is the first step towards safe and responsible hunting practices. A wild boar's tusks are its primary weapons, honed by evolution into instruments of both defense and offense. These elongated canines, protruding from the lower jaw and curving upwards, are far more than just teeth. They are living, growing extensions of the boar's body, constantly sharpened and maintained for battles against rivals and predators. The lower tusks, known as cutters, are the most prominent, often reaching lengths of 6 to 12 inches or more. These tusks are razor-sharp, capable of inflicting deep, gaping wounds that can sever arteries, tendons, and even bone. The upper tusks, called whetters, are shorter and blunter, serving to sharpen the cutters as the boar grinds them together. This constant sharpening ensures that the tusks are always ready for action, whether it's battling for dominance within a sounder or defending against a perceived threat. The danger posed by a boar's tusks cannot be overstated. Unlike antlers, which are shed annually, tusks are permanent fixtures, growing throughout the boar's life. This continuous growth, combined with their constant sharpening, makes them formidable weapons, capable of inflicting life-threatening injuries with a single swipe. Hunters must be acutely aware of the threat posed by these tusks, not only during the heat of a charge, but also when approaching a downed boar. Even in death, a boar's tusks can inflict serious harm if handled carelessly. The sharp edges and the potential for the boar to move unexpectedly make approaching a downed animal a risky proposition. Therefore, extreme caution must be exercised, and the boar should be approached from the rear, never assuming it's dead until absolutely certain. Understanding the anatomy and function of a boar's tusks is essential for hunters. It's about respecting the animal's weaponry, recognizing the potential for serious injury, and taking every precaution to avoid becoming a statistic in the annals of hunting accidents. While wild boar attacks on humans are relatively rare, they do occur, and understanding the frequency, causes, and consequences of these encounters is crucial for anyone venturing into boar territory. According to global wildlife attack databases, there are several hundred reported boar attacks on humans each year, with a significant number resulting in serious injuries. Most of these incidents occur in rural or forested areas where human activities overlap with the natural habitat of wild boars. The causes of boar attacks can vary. One of the primary reasons is the boar's natural instinct to defend itself and its young. Female boars or sows with piglets are particularly aggressive and will not hesitate to charge if they perceive a threat. Additionally, boars are known to be territorial animals. They may attack if they feel their territory is being encroached upon. Another common cause is human provocation, whether intentional or accidental. For instance, startling a boar or attempting to approach it can trigger an aggressive response. The consequences of boar attacks can be severe. With their razor-sharp tusks, boars can inflict deep lacerations, puncture wounds, and even fractures. In some cases, these injuries can be life-threatening, requiring immediate medical attention. A notable example is the case of a hiker in Germany who, in 2018, was severely injured by a boar while trekking through the Black Forest. Despite the rarity of fatalities, the potential for serious harm underscores the importance of caution. To avoid boar attacks, there are several safety tips that can be followed. First, always stay aware of your surroundings when in boar habitats. Making noise as you walk can alert boars to your presence and give them a chance to move away. If you spot a boar, maintain a safe distance and never attempt to approach or feed it. In the event of a charge, try to place a solid object, such as a tree or rock, between you and the boar. Additionally, carrying a deterrent like pepper spray can provide an extra layer of protection. By understanding the behavior of wild boars and taking appropriate precautions, the risk of a dangerous encounter can be minimized. Remember, respect for wildlife and awareness of potential threats are key to staying safe in the great outdoors. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wild. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us bring you more thrilling encounters and educational content. Stay tuned for more Savage Tales animal encounters. See you next time.